Hello. Uh, Over the course of this module, I've found myself personally relating more to the character of Nehemiah. Now, Nehemiah, as a figure in the Old Testament, he is a man who decided one day that, enough is enough. Things are not always going to be like this as so long as I can help it. He knew that there was a home, there was a Jerusalem it was broken down, it was in disarray, it had been overtrodden many years ago, and he said, not anymore. I'm going to go and I'm going to do the best that I can through the help of God to fix this. And that really speaks to me. I've said in a few posts now, I grew up in a pretty tumultuous family situation. There was a lot of things that should not be going on in a household, in a healthy household, that were going on. My wife is the same way, and shortly after getting married, we both made a commitment that there are going to be things that our children are gonna. There are going to be things that we faced as children that our children are not going to face. There are going to be things in our church that, churches that, her church that she grew up in, the very early days of me coming to my own church. So long as we can help it, there are going to be things that we're going to say, hey, we're going to push past this. Now, we're thankful, unlike Nehemiah, well, I suppose I say unlike Nehemiah. Like Nehemiah, he had a man of God. He had Ezra. He had other men of God that were willing to help. Just like that, I have an amazing pastor, an amazing ministry team, amazing saints here at my home church. But just like Nehemiah, there are some things that, needed to be fixed. There were some things that needed to be corrected. And while I'm not the pastor, it's not my place to do that. I can most certainly, in areas where I'm used and areas where my wife and I are used, we can say, hey, we're going to make this better. Tomorrow is going to be better than today. We're going to leave this thing tonight better than it was when we came here. And I relate to that so much, being a young man again, seeing and going through so many things. My wife growing through just a tremendous testimony of her own, I'll say. Seeing that story of Nehemiah, of a man that said things are not the way they should be, but we're not going to leave it like this. We're going to make it better. We're going to, through the help of God, through the blessings of God, through the strength of God, we're going to take what should be here and we're going to make it be here. We're going to build it back up. And, again, it's such a phenomenal story that I can just relate with so deeply, especially in dealing with youth, from Friday to Friday. And I'm not the youth pastor, but my wife and I are a help to the youth pastor. From Friday to Friday, we see, youth age children that are just, from week to week, they're struggling. And, every single week, we're able to come, we're going to say, hey, things that we're struggling with this Friday, we're not going to be struggling with next Friday. And it's an amazing thing to be blessed to be able to do. One of the questions that Hinton asks at the very end of chapter 13 on page 203 is, are you leaving a legacy that you're proud of? And I can say that while I'm not perfect, I have dropped the ball many times. I have failed more times than I can count. I believe myself to be a blessed man, a blessed individual who is leaving behind something that is bigger than me. It's not about my glory, it's not about my name, but it's about bringing glory to him, and it's about being a help to people in any way that I can. Another question he asks on that same page is, what can you do to improve as a leader? I can certainly always work on being a little bit less selfish. I think we all can. It's that human nature, but also being a little bit more quick to forgive. Another class that I have, I wrote about that extensively this week. But yeah, I find myself relating to the character of Nehemiah. God bless.